Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alaikum everyone, how are you? Hope you're doing well. This is me, Dr. Mahmoud Ibrahim. I will be giving you guys a very short introduction of in this course. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for showing up here today. And I would like to request all of you to unmute yourselves. Please do not, to mute yourselves. I'm sorry, please mute yourselves. Please mute yourselves and don't unmute yourselves unless you have a question. Only unmute yourself if you have a question. I understand that it's a crisis time. We are all sitting at home. We are all suffering from this. I understand that your kids are around. And if you would like to get the maximum benefit out of this, please try to mute yourselves and do not unmute yourselves unless you have a question. Thank you very much. So what is this course about? This is a grammar course. Especially, I'm sorry, thanks. Okay, I'll share my screen with you so that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen now? I guess you can. Please mute yourselves. This is a grammar course especially designed for ESL learners, okay? So if you are an ESL learner who wishes to develop his or her grammar, this course is only about grammar. We are not going to do anything other than grammar. And the thing we are going to work on in grammar is accuracy. So sometimes you make mistakes in grammar and you don't know where the mistake is. You don't know where the problem is. And it needs time for you to understand where the problem comes from. And sometimes I cannot just fix the problem, give you a quick fix for the problem. I sometimes have to explain the problem from its roots. So what this course does is we start from the very beginning of grammar. And in a very short time, in no time, we'll be reaching advanced levels in grammar. So I guess by the end of this course, which is not going to be very far, I would like this course to finish, to be honest, before Ramadan or by the beginning of Ramadan. So before this course finishes, you will be able to understand what correct grammatical structures are and how you can make correct sentences. This is one objective. Okay. I mean by correct, grammatically correct. And the other thing, you will learn how to vary your structures, which is very important because what happens in the IELTS test and in the TOEFL test is that when you are being assessed for speaking or for writing, what happens is that we look for your structures. Are they varied or not? Do you just keep using one kind of structure all over your writing? Or do you vary your structures? Do you use complex structures, compound structures, less common structures? Or do you just use one kind of structures all the time? Like simple structures all the time, or compound structures all the time, or complex structures all the time? Do you use, what level of structures do you use? I mean, the beginning, intermediate, or advanced structures? So what this course aims at is that not only you learn how to use correct structures, but also how to use advanced and less common structures. And this is not an easy task. This is not an easy task. People are asking how many sessions. Well, to be honest, as I said, I'm planning to finish this course before Ramadan. I'm planning to be here every day, every single day. I will not apologize as much as I can. I will not cancel sessions as much as I can. And I hope it finishes before the beginning of Ramadan. To be honest, I have not taught this before. I have not done this before online. I have done this course many times, but face-to-face, okay? On-site sessions, but not online sessions. So I don't have a very clear view on how many sessions this will take. Any materials? Yes, I shared the materials on the page. Please follow the Facebook page and please follow the YouTube page. If you missed the session here, please get back to the YouTube. Basically, I wanted to do this course on YouTube, only for YouTube, but I said, why not make it with learners, with exact learners, because this will give me insight on the problems you are having, and also it takes almost the same time to be more interesting, of course, if it's with learners. So basically, the main objective is to upload these recorded sessions on YouTube. Okay, so if you missed the session, please get back to YouTube. Let me check I'm recording, because it would be very stupid if I forgot to record. Oh, good, I'm recording. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so any questions so far? Any materials? Yes, it's there on the page. Please get back to the page, and please follow the page, because there might be some updates I put on the page. Please get back to the page on Facebook, okay? Okay, so what is the book we will be working on? This is the book. It's Deborah Phillips, Youngman Complete Course Structure. It's basically, as you see, done for the TOEFL test, but we will not be learning it for the purpose of the TOEFL. We will be doing it only for the structure section. This book is amazing in the structure section. Okay, and this is where we will need the book. Please go to page 218 if you already downloaded the book. I shared the link on Facebook. Please open page 218, and the book, as you might see, has divided the structure section into 60 skills. This is the structure section we'll be working from, and it has divided this section into 60 skills, and this is what we will be doing, okay? We'll be taking these 60 skills, and I'll be explaining them in detail. I'll be going them in every possible aspect that we can do. I can see some requests on the drive. I will grant you access. I'll try to cancel this option of granting access, but it seems not possible. Okay, so the first skill ever, and what all the ESL grammar is about, is this skill. Subject and a verb, okay? I'll keep using this word all over the course. All over our course, I'll be repeating this, subject and verb. Okay, is there a problem with sound? Is there a problem with sound? If you have a problem with sound, please raise your hand. I understand we are too many, but is there a problem in sound?
No, it's totally fine.
Okay, maybe it's the internet. Okay, we'll get back. So back again, any sentence in English must have, must, it's no option. There must be a subject and a verb. You cannot, one subject, by the way, and one verb, not more than one subject and not more than one verb. This is what all grammar is about, a subject and a verb. Mark my words. You cannot do without a subject, and you cannot do without a verb. So what is a subject and what is a verb? A subject must be a noun phrase. Mind you, I'll be adding a lot on the book. So maybe you will need to get back to the videos, or maybe you need to take notes after me. A subject must be a noun phrase. What's a noun phrase? A noun phrase is a phrase that contains a noun. A noun is the head of the phrase. For example, I can say he. It can be a pronoun, like he is a teacher. This is a perfect sentence, a perfectly complete sentence. He is a subject, and it's very simple. The is the verb, which is also simple, and a teacher is the complement. So a noun phrase can be a pronoun. And we all know what subject pronouns are. He, she, it, we, they, you, okay? And the word pro means alternative in grammar, in the language of grammar. The word pro means alternative. So pronoun means an alternative for a noun. It stands as a noun, okay? Or it can be simply a noun, like when you say Ali or Jack. This is a noun phrase, okay? It can be a noun with an adjective. It can be a noun with an article or an adjective. Like, for example, when you say the old house. This is here, we have an article, we have an adjective, and we have a noun. You can say the very old yet beautiful house. Sorry, I need a space here. House is, for example, expensive. All this is the subject. We have here an article, the. We have here an adverb, which is very, an adjective, old, conjunction, which is yet, another adjective, which is beautiful, and we have what by the end? A noun. Most important is that it must have a noun, because the noun is the head of the phrase. The head of the noun phrase is what? Is the noun. So the noun is the head of the noun phrase. Okay? So it must have what? A noun. Like the very old yet beautiful house. All this is a noun phrase. Why? Because of the word, because of the word house, this word. Do you have a problem here? Do we have a problem? Raise your hand if you have a problem. Okay, I'll assume we all understand. Okay, we said subject and a verb, correct? We said the subject must be a noun phrase, and of course the verb must be a verb phrase. What's a verb phrase? Again, a verb phrase is a phrase with the head of a verb. The verb is the head of the phrase. Like, for example, when you say, he is happy. Okay, is the verb. It's very simple, very clear. You can also say he is, for example, eating. So we have is eating is the verb phrase. He has been studying. So has been studying is the verb phrase. Okay? You understand now what the verb phrase is? So we said any sentence must have a subject and a verb, and the subject must be a noun phrase, and the verb must be a verb phrase. Any other thing is not acceptable. You must have a noun phrase and a verb phrase. So far, so good. You have a problem so far? Is it clear now? Now, this is the prime concept in grammar. All grammar is built upon this concept. You must be aware of this. All English grammar is built upon this concept. Get back to the book. Be sure the sentence has a subject and a verb. For example, look at this question. Blah, 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 space, was backed up for miles. The freeway. What do we have here in the sentence? We have was backed up, which is what? Which is a verb phrase. Correct? We need what? What is missing here? This is the verb phrase. This is the verb. We need the subject, which is what? Which is a noun phrase. So let's look at these options and decide on a noun phrase. Yesterday, is it a noun phrase? No. It's about time. It's temporal. Okay? In the morning, is it a noun phrase? No, it's a prepositional phrase because it starts with a preposition. If the phrase starts with a preposition, it's called a prepositional phrase. Okay? Which is PP. Okay? So traffic is a noun phrase and cars is another noun phrase. Let's get back to the sentence. Can we say cars was backed up for miles? Cars was packed up or cars were backed up? Cars? No. It doesn't have subject verb agreement, so it's traffic because it is uncountable. Okay, so the right answer is traffic. Yes. So the right answer is so we know why traffic is the right answer because we need a subject. Okay, it must be a noun phrase. Engineers, blah blah blah, for work on the new space program. Do we have a verb here? We have a subject, but we do not have a verb for work on the new space program. It doesn't have a verb. So what is the verb here? Can we say necessary? Necessary is an adjective. Are needed, maybe. It's a noun phrase, it's a verb phrase, are needed. And hopefully this is an adverb. And next month, this is again temporal, this time. So the only possible answer is B. Why? Because we need a verb phrase. Engineers are needed for work. Okay? The boy going to the movies. We have here again a noun phrase, which is the subject. We need a verb. Going to the movies. Going to the movies. Is it a verb? The boy, he is. If we say the boy, he is, it means we have double subject. We have two subjects because he is another subject. And we cannot have two subjects in the same sentence. We cannot have two subjects in the same clause. Okay? He, again, always was. Again, we have two subjects. We cannot do this because we have the boy. This is the subject. The boy is relaxing, going. We have two verbs here, relaxing and going. We said one subject and one verb. Relaxing is another verb. So we have two verbs. The boy will be going. Yes, this is the right structure. Clear? So far, so good. If you have a problem, raise your hand. If you have a problem, raise your hand. Okay. Good. Now I will give you 1 minute to answer these questions. Yes, we have a question here, Ms. Rahma. Yes, what question do you have?
He said will be going.
Yes, will be going, correct. Of course, we
ازاي
can
يعني
we can
طيب
because will must be followed by an
a
infinite.
verb ing
Sorry,
yes.
by a base form, and the base form is from be is be.
Is
Okay.
be and verb plus ing. Okay,
And
I
we
got
will talk about. By the way, this course also will cover the structures of all tenses. So don't worry about it. We will be covering all structures of all tenses. Everything in grammar will be covering. Okay, don't worry. Now I want you to look at these sentences and just decide if they are correct or incorrect. Only decide, correct or incorrect. I'll give you 1 minute for this, only 1 minute.
I'm sorry for interruption, but I want to just say something. Do we have to send you in the private chat the answers for each question?
No, do it for yourself.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. This voice is familiar. Who is it?
I don't
know
think
you?
that you know me before.
Okay. 15 seconds. Okay, let's check now. A job on the day shift or the night shift. So this is, we have here, what's this? We have here a noun phrase, a job on the day shift or the night shift at the plant available. Do we have a verb here? We don't have a verb, so this sentence is incorrect. The new computer program, this is a noun phrase, this is the subject, provides a variety of hopeful applications. Now it has a verb, but this verb is not correct. We should say has provided, and we will take this in the course. So this is incorrect. Guys, are you writing on this on the screen? Do not write on the screen, please. It's my screen. Do not write. The box can be opened only. Can be opened. The box is the subject, and can be is the verb. Opened only with a special. Okay, so this is correct. The assigned text for history class. This is all a noun phrase. This is a subject. It contains, so here we have two subjects. So this is incorrect. And the verb, by the way, we have the verb, correct, but it has two subjects. The other subject is it, and we cannot have two subjects in the same sentence, correct? So it should be deleted. The assigned text for history class contains, that would be correct. The papers in the wastebasket, this is noun phrase, should be the verb phrase emptied into the trash can outside, which is correct. We have here the subject, we have the verb, no problem. Departure, noun phrase, before dawn on a boat in the middle of a harbor. Where is the verb? Do we have a verb here? We do not have a verb here, so this is incorrect. It can be departure shall be or is scheduled before dawn. Now this would be correct. Yesterday found. Can I say yesterday found? Found is a verb.
Yes.
And the subject must be before the verb. So I should say, yesterday a man found an interesting article. Yesterday I found an interesting article. So this is incorrect. The new machine is processes 50. The new machine is subject, correct? Which is a noun phrase. Is, and the verb after is either past participle if it's a passive, or if it's active, it should be gerund, ing. So it's either the new machine is processing 50% or the new machine processes. But in this case, we have two verbs, is and processes, two verbs. So this sentence is incorrect, and we will, again, don't worry about it. We will take this later on. We will take the structures of every tense later on. Don't worry about it. Okay, be careful of objects of prepositions. Okay. What are prepositions? Prepositions are like in, at, of, to, by, behind, on, and so on. All these are prepositions. Okay. So again, I don't want you to get distracted. We are looking for a subject and a verb to make the sentence correct. Okay. With his friend, this is what? A prepositional phrase. Can it be a subject?
No.
Can it be? No, it can't. We need a subject. We need a noun phrase. With his friends, he found, this is a noun phrase because it's a pronoun, and the pronoun can be a noun phrase. He found, and this is the verb phrase. So we have here the noun phrase and the verb phrase, so this sentence can be correct. Do not make, what Deborah Phillips wants to say here is, do not make prepositional phrases distract you. Do not make prepositional phrases make you think this is a subject. Again, I would like you to do these ones. I'll give you again 1 minute. $15 seconds. Okay. Okay, enough. At the neighborhood flower shop, this is a prepositional phrase. Flowers, this is object. In quantities of a dozen or half a dozen, all this is the noun phrase. Can be delivered. So this is the verb phrase, which is correct. The progressive reading methods, this is a noun phrase. At this school, okay, this is a prepositional phrase, forget about it, are given credit for the improved test scores. So this is the verb phrase, so this is again correct. For the last 3 years, at various hospitals in the country, we have here 3 prepositional phrases. This is one phrase, for the last 3 years. At various hospitals, this is another prepositional phrase, and in the country is a third prepositional phrase. Has been, this is a verb. Do we have a subject before the verb? Do we have a subject? No, we don't. So this is
No.
incorrect. You must have a subject before the verb. And mind you, the subject is always before the verb. English depends on word order. And this is a very important piece of information you need to know about English, especially if you come from the background of Arabic. Arabic does not depend on word order, but English is all dependent on word order. What is word order? It means the subject must always come before the verb. Subject and then verb. You cannot have a verb then subject unless if this is a question, or in some cases in grammar. يعني you must keep this order. في العربي, in Arabic, this order is not important at all because Arabic depends on diacritics. العربي بيعتمد على التشكيل, diacritics. لما أقول ضرب علي أحمدا هي لما أقول ضرب أحمدا علي هي لما أقول أحمدا ضرب علي هي لما أقول علي ضرب أحمدا. لو شقلبت الكلمات, if you change the order in Arabic, no matter what, it gives the same meaning. However, you need just to take care of diacritics. Okay, but not in English. In English, if you say the cat ate the rat, it has a completely different meaning from when you say the rat ate the cat, because English is a word order language. Subject must come before the verb. It has only one place before the verb. وده يخلينا نفكرنا بحاجه مهمه جدا لما كنا بنتكلم على السبجكت pronouns بالمره بقى. احنا قلنا subject pronouns وده خطأ انا دايما بشوفه. I, he, she, it, we, they, you. كلنا عارفين المعلومه ديت. However, some people make mistakes. You say, for example, my friends and me go to, for example, school. Okay, you cannot say my friends and me because before the verb, this is the verb go. Before the verb, you must have a subject pronoun, and me is an object pronoun. An object pronoun comes where it comes after the verb. But if it's before the verb, then you need to say my friends and I, not me. Clear? My friends and I go to the club. My friends and he, for example, see a movie. And vice versa. For example, you say, this is useful for you and I. Can you say for you and I? No, because after for comes what? Object. An object pronoun, not a subject pronoun. So if you say for you and me, again, why? Because English is a word order language. It depends on word order. Okay? It depends on what? Word order. Are we clear on this? So if it's before the verb, you use one of these pronouns. If it's after the verb, you use object pronouns, which are, for example, me, him, her, it, and we, it's us, there, and you. These are the object pronouns. So before the verb, use these ones. After the verb, use those ones. Is this point clear? Is this point clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why again?
fully.
Because English is a word order language. You come from a background of Arabic, and in Arabic we do not pay any attention to word order, but we pay all the attention in English to word order. So you need to focus on this. In the past, a career. In the past, this is a prepositional phrase. A career is a noun phrase. So here we have the subject. In politics, another prepositional phrase, not important. Was not considered acceptable. So we have here a subject and a verb. So this sentence is correct. Shopping in the downtown area of the shopping, this is the noun phrase. Okay, in the downtown area, this is a prepositional phrase, forget about it, of the city, another prepositional phrase. It has improved. So it is what? Another noun phrase, it's another subject. So here we have double subject. So double subject is what?
Incorrect.
Is it correct? Incorrect, thank you very much. At the building site, prepositional phrase, the carpenters, subject, with the most experience, prepositional phrase, were given, verb phrase. Aha. So we have here a subject, a noun phrase here, and a verb phrase here. So this sentence is correct. At the building area site, the carpenters with the most experience were given the most. Okay, so this sentence is correct. For the fever and the headache, a prepositional phrase, took, verb phrase. Do we have a subject here before the verb phrase? Do we have a subject?
No.
No, so this sentence is incorrect. The report with complete documentation was delivered. The report, we have here subject, was delivered is the verb, so this sentence is correct. And with complete documentation is, of course, prepositional phrase. And then this sentence is correct. Problem? Problem? If you
No,
have
it's
a
okay.
problem so far, please raise your hand. I see that some people are asking about the material. Please get back to the page. I posted the material on the page, so you can just download the material from there. Shopping, some people have a problem with number 7. Shopping in the downtown area, it has improved. Shopping is the subject and it is another subject. So here we have 2 subjects and we said we must have only 1 subject. So this sentence is incorrect. Okay. Now, skill 3, be careful of appositives. What are appositives? Appositives are like الجملة الاعتراضية كده in Arabic. Simple when you say Mr. Jack, say the principal, مدير, was sick. Look at the principal. We have here Mr. Jack, which is the subject. And of course, was is the verb. So this sentence, Mr. Jack was sick. This sentence is correct. And the principal is put between what? 2 hyphens or 2 commas. So it means Mr. Jack is the same person as the principal. Okay, he is the same person. So here, do we have 2 subjects? No, we don't have 2 subjects. So it's only 1 subject. So what is the principal? What is this noun phrase? This noun phrase is a positive because it's put between 2 hyphens or between 2 commas. If it's between 2 hyphens or if it's between 2 commas, then it's not another noun phrase. It's only a positive. Okay, it's the same person. Sally, which is the subject, got an A. It's the verb. Now look at the 2 commas here. The best student in class. So Sally is the same person as when we say the best student in class. She got an A. So this sentence is correct. What you need to pay attention to, and this is the most important thing, is that the appositive must come between 2 commas. Okay? Like for example, when you say, look at here, George, look at George. It has a comma before George, here it is, and a comma after George. So I understand that George here is in a positive. Is attending, and this is the verb. So what do we need before George? We need the subject, we need a noun phrase. We cannot say right now, because it denotes time. We cannot say happily, it's a proverb. Because of the time. No, this is not a noun phrase. My friend George, my friend is the same person as George, is attending the lecture, and we see that George is an appositive, or it can be vice versa, by the way. We can say George, comma, like this, George, comma, my friend, comma, is attending the lecture. It's the same, and it's both. It's also correct. Okay? Look at here. Okay. Again, the same thing, but we have only 1 comma. It's also correct. Sarah rarely misses. So we have here a comma. Sarah rarely misses. This is here the verb. Her basketball shoots. So we need what? We need an appositive to connote that She is the same person as Sarah. An excellent basketball player, and it must be a noun phrase. It must be a noun phrase. Remember the noun phrase? An excellent basketball player. This is a whole noun phrase. It has an article, it has an adjective, it has the noun. Okay? An excellent player is, here we have two verbs. If we go for this, so we have two verbs. Sarah is an excellent, this is a whole sentence, a subject and the verb. And then we have another verb, which is Mrs. up there, okay? So we cannot use this one because right then we'll be having two verbs. Her excellent basketball player. شوف example that is very good. Number D. The noun phrase. Number D is a noun phrase, correct? But we cannot choose it. Why? Because her play is not Sarah. Sarah is a player, not a play. And they have to be the same thing, the same person. Correct? يعني ديت من حيث السyntax it's correct because it's a noun phrase. بس من حيث الsemantics من حيث meaning it's not correct. Syntax wise it's correct. Semantic wise it's not correct because Sarah is not a play. Sarah is a player. So we choose number A. Is this clear? Is this clear? Yeah, we can put comma or dashes, but it's we can do the same. Okay.
There is a positive in this sentence, in the last one. There isn't a positive, isn't it?
Sarah, this one?
Yes.
It is in a positive.
The last one, yes.
It is in a positive, of course, because Sarah is the same person.
A positive.
Yeah. Sarah is the same is an excellent basketball player, comma. Sarah really misses I don't know what. So these are two the same thing.
But it is not between two commas.
It's okay. You can only use one comma. You can only use one comma, and you can put the other comma.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any questions? Questions so far? Okay. Here is the rule. We start with the subject and then the verb, or we can get the appositive in the beginning and then the subject and the verb. Both are the same. Tom, two commas, a really good mechanic. Or if the appositive comes in the beginning, then we put the comma after the appositive, a really good mechanic, comma, Tom is fixing the car. Problem? Okay, I will give you 1 minute, exactly 1 minute to answer these questions also. Okay, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Now 5 seconds. Okay, let's see together. Valentine's Day, comma, February 14 is special. So we have here the verb phrase and we have here the noun phrase or the subject. And a positive comes between two commas, so this sentence is correct. At last, comma, this is a prepositional phrase, correct? So how you see things are getting accumulated above each other. This is a prepositional phrase. And the chief executive officer, this is what? The subject, comma, has decided. What do you think? This sentence is correct or incorrect?
Yes, it's okay.
No, it's
Correct.
incorrect. No, it's not correct. Why? Because it's not an appositive. We do not separate the subject and the verb with a comma. What's this comma doing here? There shouldn't be a comma. Because at last, it's a prepositional phrase and we put a comma after the prepositional phrase, which is okay, which is correct. The chief executive officer, Comma has decided. Why do we put a comma here? There is no need for a comma. We do not separate the subject and the verb with a comma, correct? So this sentence is
Yes.
incorrect because of this comma. It's not an appositive. We don't need a comma. Is this clear?
Yes.
Tonight's supper, comma, leftovers from last night, comma, didn't taste any better. So we have here the subject and we have here the verb, and today's supper is what? It's the same thing as the leftover from last night. This is an appositive. It comes between two commas. So this sentence is correct because the appositive here comes between two commas, as you see here. Okay. Number 6, the only entrance to the closet, comma, the door was kept locked. So the door is the only entrance to the closet. They are both the same thing. We have here subject, verb. So this sentence is correct. In the cold of winter, prepositional phrase, a wall heating unit, comma, would not turn on. What do you think? Correct or incorrect? Again, it's very similar to number 3. I'm sorry, 4.
Correct.
Yes, is it Rahma?
Not correct.
Not correct. It's very similar to number 4. In the cold winter, we have here what? We have here a prepositional phrase,
Preposition phrase.
and then a comma for the prepositional phrase, and then a wall heating unit, which is a subject. Would in turn is the verb, and there is no need for this comma. So this sentence is incorrect. It's not an appositive. We don't need a comma here. Is that clear?
Yes.
The new tile pattern, subject, yellow flowers on the white background, which is the same as the pattern. What is the pattern? It's yellow flowers on a white background. Really brightens up on the room. So we have here the subject, we have here the verb, okay, and it has an appositive between two commas, so this sentence is correct. Problem? All of it. Okay. Okay. Number 9, the high-powered computer, the most powerful machine of its type, comma, was finally radiated. I'm sorry. So, radiated, yes. What do you think of this sentence? What do you think of this sentence? Ms. Rahma?
We need more comma before the most powerful machine of its type.
Yes. So the high-powered computer,
Powered computer, comma,
the most powerful machine of its type, comma,
yes,
was finally. Correct. So
yes.
there must be a comma here. This sentence is incorrect because these are the same thing. Okay. And the appositive must be put between two commas. Thank you very much, Ms. Rahma. Excellent.
Incorrect.
Thank you very much. A longtime friend and confidant. This is noun phrase. So this is the subject, I assume, comma. The psychologist was often invited. What do you think? So this is the subject. Okay. I'm sorry, this is an appositive. I'm sorry, this is an appositive. And this is the subject. And this is the verb. So this sentence is correct. No problem. Okay. Any problem? Problems so far? Problems so far?
No.
Okay, I said every session would be like from 30 to 45 minutes. I don't want to give very long sessions, especially in the beginning. So how about that we stop here, or do you want to take number
Okay,
4?
but can you kindly repeat number 5?
Number 5. Tonight's supper, leftovers from last night, didn't taste any better. So tonight's supper is the same as leftovers from last night. Okay. So tonight's supper is the subject, and leftovers from last night is an appositive, and didn't taste any better. This is the verb. So we have the subject and a verb, and we have an appositive between two commas. Oh, why is it incorrect? It's correct.
So it's correct, I guess.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
why I was.
I'm sure I said correct, but I wrote it incorrect. I'm sure I did this. I'm sorry. Thank you for bringing our attention to this.
You're welcome.
Okay, do you think we should stop here, or Okay, I believe that's enough for today. Tomorrow we take.
Yes.
I believe there.
Yes. Short sessions is better.
Short sessions are better. Okay. Okay, let's not be greedy.
Or
I'll
better.
stop here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for showing up. Actually, I didn't expect all that number, but it's very encouraging to me. I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Enjoy being at home. I'm trying to, and stay safe.
Inshallah.
Try not to get out as much as you can, and see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Most welcome. Most welcome. Bye.